Yeah, good evening to you. Hello everybody. Hope we are doing well. Hope we are in high spirit and hope we meet you very well. How on our day, how yard, how family, how body. Hope we are doing very well once again. We are so happy to be here in another brand new episode of the Movement Radio, and we don't bring to you a very fresh Ogbonge article. To address our recent situation. Say every article we would they always bring for Movement Radio now to address wetin dey happen for Obodo Nigeria, and to give us a good explanation on wetin dey happen, all right, and the kind of action that we need to take moving forward. I am happy to be here, and I look forward to having the participation of everybody. Uh, make we tanda gidigba, make we do this thing together. Um, they say one hand, not the clap. If you use one hand, the clap. Now only two hand, now in the clap. Now be say we need the cooperation of everybody for this broadcast. Make it for make sense where tell somebody to tell somebody, invite somebody, send the link to someone, put it on your WhatsApp status, as I usually do, so that curious ones in your WhatsApp status go fee click the link and listen to what they happen for here. That is your own assignment. That is your own contribution to waiting we dey do for here. We no get money where we want ask you to bring. The contribution where you go feed do now to share and do not be stingy. If to say you they enjoy waiting we they talk about for here and our analysis they sweet your belly where the only favor you can do for us is to spread the word. All right, do not keep it to yourself. Spread it and let others also stand a chance to benefit from waiting what they do for here. So it's the Movement Radio one more time, and we are very much committed to empower the minds and to change the narrative. We believe, once again, as we usually do, that the Nigerian problem isn't a pro democracy one, it's a liberation struggle. And our problem is in three categories: our collective silence, the enemies within, and of course, the ruiners, the big man that is even worse than apartheid. And we believe that if we can end our collective silence, and we are able to deal with the enemies within, the ruiners will run away. They don't have any choice than to run away. All right. So we are very committed to this, and come with us. Let's go with this journey together. So thank you so much. I am so glad I am not alone in the studio here. I'm here with our correspondent from Abuja. Please take the mic away from our correspondent in Abuja.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, wherever your geographical location. The studio time check here in Abuja, 13 minutes after 5. And we're here, we are back again with another interesting episode of the Movement Radio Show. I remain Abdullah Isalisu Aliyu, your Movement Radio correspondent here from Abuja. And today is a wet day here in Abuja and a busy day and quite interesting day. And today we have an article that is going to x-ray the issues across northern Nigeria. Movement Radio is the movement of the collective interest of Nigeria. So today we are trying to look at issues where the figures keep pumping up, keep bringing out negative records. So we are trying to call on our northern brothers. So if you have a friend, you have a sister, you have someone you know who is from the north or even in Nigeria, just invite your friends as much as you can. We want as much as possible your participation across all the social media platforms, be it YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, and any other streaming platform that you can stream us from. We welcome all your opinions, and we want this episode of the program to be that very interactive. We like your interaction, we like your comment, we like your opinion. So I want you to invite anybody that you can invite. Let them come. Let us all come together and share ideas. How are we going to fix this? What are the issues? What result to this? So thank you, thank you, thank you. And Movement Radio, as we always say, we are not a one-way flow, but a two-way traffic, where we said and you also contribute. So you are all welcome once again. This is Movement Radio, the voice of liberation. The mic back to Lagos. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so very much. Um, well, without further ado, our topic today is the North on trial, and we are going to dive into it very powerfully. And as we said, please let's pay attention so that we will be able to contribute. And there are several channels of communication. Yeah, please let's use these channels of communication so that we can enjoy and take a look at your own perspective also. The comment section is open. And of course, if you can grab the mic on our X platform, please do so. So yeah, let's go through the reading without further ado. Then we'll go to the mind map where we go break everything down where we're. But while we are waiting for people to join us, let's take a thorough reading of the article. The North on trial, naming the real architects of insecurity, ignorance, and impoverishment in northern Nigeria by Abdullahi Salisu Aliyu. August 2026. A region does not starve on arable land, bleed under 1,000 security operations, or keep 90% of its children in poverty by accident. Somebody is profiting. This essay names who. Number one subheading is a land that should not be poor. There's a peculiar cruelty in northern Nigeria condition that no drought, no colonial larger, and no act of God can fully explain. It is a region of immense arable land, deep rivers, livestock wealth, solid minerals, and a population large enough to be a nation of its own. And yet it is also the epic center of this country's hunger, its illiteracy, its banditry, and its I have lost network again. Just a minute. I know exactly what to do. I think I have to turn this off. So yes, back to the topic, to the reading. All right, the North is not cost, it is governed, and it is that governance by politicians, traditional rulers, religious authorities, security contractors, and the silent professional class that serves them all. And this essay puts on trial the numbers are not abstractions. Across Nigeria, 63% of the population, roughly 133 million people, are multidimensionally poor. According to the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics 2022 Multidimensional Poverty Index survey conducted with the UNDP, UNICEF, and the Oxford Poverty and Human Development Initiatives. But poverty in Nigeria is not evenly distributed. It is concentrated deliberately or not in the north. NBS data shows that child multidimensional poverty exceeds 90% in northern Nigeria and northwest, compared with 74% in the southeast and 65% in the southwest. In some northern states, Sokoto, Gombe, Kebbi, and Bayelsa in the south, child poverty incidents exceed 95%. Half of all poor Nigerians are children. Half of all poor Nigerians are children, and most of those children are northern. This is happening in a region that grows the country's grains, herds its cattle, and sits atop deposits of gold, lithium, and other solid minerals now being fought over by armed men. The question this essay insists on asking bluntly and without the comfortable evasion of ethnic or religious blame is this: who benefit from a north that remains poor, illiterate, and insecure, and who has the power to change it but choose not to? Number two headline: The Ghost of a Broken Promise, a Short History. To understand what the North has become, it helps to remember what it was built to be. The Sokoto Caliphate, established by Usman Dan Fodio in 1804, was, whatever its critics say of its hierarchies, a functioning system of scholarship, law, and administration that unified much of what is now northern Nigeria under a shared civic and religious order. When the British arrived, they did not dismantle this order, they captured it. Indirect rule preserved the emirate structure, but hollowed out its accountability. Emirs who once answered, however, imperfectly, to councils of scholars and to the moral weight of Islamic governance, became salaried intermediaries of a colonial administration, judged by their usefulness to London rather than their service to their people. Sir Amadou Bello, the Saundwana of Sokoto and Premier of the Northern Region from 1954 until his assassination in 1966, understood this deformation and tried to correct it. He pushed native authority reforms that widened councils around the emirs and built institutions. Ahmadu Bello University, the Bank of the North, and the Northern Nigeria Development Corporation meant to give the region an economic and intellectual spine, independent of Lagos and London alike. Whatever one makes of this politics, Bello at least behaved as though the North's development was his personal responsibility, not an abstraction to be managed through committees and communiques. What has survived of that inheritance is the form of traditional authority, the turbans, the titles, the emirate councils, without the function that once justified it, the mobilization of the people for their own upliftment. What has been lost is the discipline that once bound title to duty. This is the wound beneath every statistics that follows. Number three,
Subtitle.
insecurity.
Let me
What do you
take
say?
So, let me take the 3 and 4 so that you continue again because it's a
Okay,
little bit
please,
long.
please, yeah, please proceed.
Okay.
Yeah. Proceed.
Subtitle 3: Insecurity. Who is responsible and who is cashing out? Northern Nigeria today lives under a security emergency that has outlasted a generation. In the northeast, a resurgence of Jama'atul Ahli Sunnah Lidawat wal Jihad faction of the Boko Haram has renewed attack in Borno State 16 years into an insurgency that government has repeatedly and prematurely declared tactically defeated. In the northwest, banditry has metastasized from cattle rustling gang into an industrial kidnapping economy. Human Rights Watch 2026 World Report cited SBM intelligence figure showing 2,938 people kidnapped in the Northwest alone between July 2024 and June 2025, Over 60% of the kidnapping incident record nationwide, with Zamfara states the epicenter at 1,203 abduction, followed by Kaduna, Katsina, and Sokoto. Separately, SBM intelligence recorded 4,722 kidnapping in 997 incidents nationwide between July 2024 and June 2025, with at least 762 people killed, while a review of banditry data published by the conversation recorded 599 attacks and 2,742 casualties in 2025 alone, up sharply from 256 attacks and 1,585 deaths in 2024. Conflict analysts used ACLED data found that in the 2024, 11,678 people died in a conflict incident nationwide, nearly two-thirds of them in just four states: Borno, Zamfara, Katsina, and Benue. None of this is abstract. It is measured in villages emptied, mosques attacked, mid prayers, and school children marched into forest. In quote, insecurity in the north is not a weather event. It has sponsors, beneficiaries, and a business model. The uncomfortable truth this essay insists Northern leaders confront is that banditry is not simply a security failure. It is, in significant part, it is financing mode with willing investors. Nigeria's own Minister of Solid Mineral, Dele Alake, stated in 2024 that powerful individuals engaged in illegal mining were sponsoring banditry. A senator has separately alleged that retired military officers coordinate illegal mining operations nationwide. Research by the Institute for Security Studies the and the INAC program found that Zamfara, a neighboring state, roughly 80% of the mining in the northwest is conducted illegally, and that the same networks who sponsor illicit gold extraction also fund the banditry and the cattle rustling that displace rural communities. Because displacement clears that ground for uncontested mining. Investigative reporting has documented Chinese mining interests allegedly paying armed groups for access to sites and a Nigerian godfathers, pressuring the state government to release foreign nationals arrested for illegal mining. A 2025 academic study on Nigerians' illegal gold trade, published by the Conversation tracked Katsina and Zamfara states and found 1,615 banditry incidents and 4,201 deaths between 2010 and 2023 in those two states alone, running in parallel with the rise of illicit gold trade. This is the anatomy of a real enemy, a triangle of illegal mining, their political and military protectors, and the armed group and armed groups they armed and shelter, with ordinary herders, farmers, and school children caught in the crossfire and blamed in causal conversation on Fulani headmen or bandits, as though these men spontaneously generate their weapons, their intelligence network, and their political immunity. Someone armed them, someone protect them, someone profit from the gold, the ransom payment, and the political capital of being seen to fight insecurity without ever ending it. The military has posted genuine tactical gains: 1,000 1,023 kidnapped victims rescued and 305 bandits neutralized in the Northwest operation through 2025. But tactical wins inside an unbroken financing structure are like bailing water from a boat whose hull no more will purge. Where are the enemies? Where are the emirs and traditional council who forebears once mobilized whole province for communal defense? Where is the sustained, coordinated northern political voice demanding a federal forensic audit of the mining concessions in Zamfara, Niger, and Katsina? Not a committee, not a communique, but an audit with superior power and consequences. The silence is not neutral, it is a form of consent. Subheading 4, illiteracy, a manufactured catastrophe. Nigeria carries, by UNICEF own description, the world heaviest burden of out of school children, a figure UNICEF put over 18.3 million in its 2024 report, with some independent estimate approaching 20 million. The overwhelming majority are northern. UNICEF data showing female primary net attendance rate of only 47.7% in the Northeast and 47.3% in the Northwest, meaning more than half of the northern girls of primary school age are simply not in a classroom. Layered onto this, the Almajiri system, a century-old and originally honorable model of Quranic scholarship, now estimated to encompass somewhere between 9.5 and 10 million children, a large share of whom are sent by poor families to distant towns and left to beg in the streets to fund their own education. This is not an incident of geography or culture. It is the most literal sense a budget problem before it is anything else. The National Commission for Almajiri and Out of School Children Education was allocated 22.82 billion in 2026 national budget. Reporting has since traced more than 8.4 billion of the educational allocation diverted into unrelated constituency projects, rural road in a state with no Almajiri crisis, ambulance, street lights, items that have nothing to do with the child alphabet, dependent by the astonishing euphemism of the National Assembly intersection. Here is the uncomfortable arithmetic northern citizens deserve to see stated plainly. The same political class that lament Almajiri literacy on television is through the budget process. It's it controls siphon- siphoning the money meant to end it. In quotes, every naira diverted from an Almajiri budget line is a letter of the alphabet stolen from a child who will never get it back. End of quote. And where is this? And where in this are the religious authorities under whose spiritual banner the Almajiri system operates? Islam as practiced across the Sokoto Caliphate, Golden Age, price scholarship as a communal obligation, not a euphemism for child abandonment. A Malam who sent a 6-year-old into traffic to beg for the day's food is not preserving tradition. He is participating wittingly or not in a system that manufactures the next generation poverty, and not infrequently it recruits for armed groups who prey specifically on idle, undocumented, uneducated boys, religious leaders who speak fluently on matters of personal morality but fall silent on the abandonment of children in their own mosques and prisons, are not neutral bystanders. They are complicit by omission. So thank you. You can continue from number 5. Poverty and hunger on fertile land. Sorry, your mic.
Oh, okay, yes, ma'am. Yeah, the next subheading is poverty and hunger on fertile ground. The states that led Nigeria's poverty tables, Sokoto, Samfara, Jigawa, Kebbi, Yobe, are not desert wastelands. They sit within Sudano-Sahelian belt that has for centuries fed empires. The Chronic Poverty Advisory Network's 2026 analysis is blunt about the mechanism at work. 14 to 15 million people were projected, I mean to say, to need humanitarian food assistance between October 2025 and May 2026, concentrated in the Northeast and part of the Northwest, precisely because insecurity and poverty now reinforce each other. Farmers cannot reach their fields. Herders cannot move livestock freely. Markets shut down under threat of attack, and displacement camp replace farming communities. Hmm. World Bank figures cited in the same analysis show 56.2% of Nigerians, 125.8 million people, living below the national poverty line in 2023, with the burden falling hardest exactly where insecurity is worst. This is the second betrayal layered atop the first. A region with land, water, and sufficient and labor sufficient to feed itself and export surplus grain is instead queuing for field aid because the same actors who profit from insecurity have made it too dangerous to farm. Poverty in the north is not primarily a story of resource scarcity. It is the story of access denied by violence and violence sustained by people with names, addresses, and in many documented cases, political protection. Number six, headline naming the real enemies. It would be intellectually dishonest and dangerous to reduce the North's crisis to a single villain or a single ethnic or religious group. That is precisely the kind of lazy scapegoating that lets the actual architects of the crisis hide in the noise. This essay instead names five categories of responsibility in the order that power to act exceeds their willingness to use it. First, the political class, governors and federal legislators from the North who treat insecurity as a talking point for the next election cycle rather than an emergency demanding coordinated, cross party, cross zone action. Politicians who accept mining royalties and campaign donations from networks known to be adjacent to illegal extraction. Legislators who insert unrelated pork into education budget meant for the Almajiri crisis, they publicly mourn. Their sin is not ignorance. It is the calculated choice of personal and party advantage over regional survival. The second, the security and mining nexus. The illegal miners, their financiers, and the retired and serving officials alleged to coordinate or protect them who have turned banditry from a law and order problem into a functioning extraction economy. Every unaudited mining concession in Zamfara, Niger, and Castina is a standing question mark over who is truly in charge of the North's security architecture. Third, traditional rulers who have retreated into ceremony, emirs and chiefs who inherited institutions built at their best for communal mobilization and moral authority, but who now largely confine themselves to courtesy visits, staff of office presentations, and praise singing for whichever government is in power. The pre-colonial councils that once checked misrule have not been replaced by anything with comparable teeth. Fourth, religious leaders who moralize without mobilizing. Clerics, Muslim and Christian alike, with pulpits reaching millions weekly, who preach at length on personal piety while remaining conspicuously silent on budget padding, almajiri abandonment, and the specific nameable failures of specific offices of the government. Faith leadership that will not risk offending power has surrendered its right to be called prophetic. Fifth, the educated northern elite and diaspora. Professionals, academics, and returnees who see the data as clearly as this essay does, but who have largely opted for private escape, better schools for their children, gated estates, foreign passports, rather than sustained civic organizing. Understanding a crisis without acting on that understanding is its own quiet form of enemy action. The North's enemy do not wear a single face, a single faith, or a single tribe. They wear titles: Honorable, Excellency, Emir, Alhaji, Reverend, and Doctor. Number 7 subheading says, what a revolutionary correction actually requires. Naming the problem is easy compared with the discipline of fixing it. If this essay is to be more than another elegant lament, it must propose what northern citizens can actually demand, region-wide, starting now. A federal forensic audit of every mining license and concession in Zamfara, Niger, Katsina, and Kaduna states, with results published in full and prosecutions pursued regardless of the political weight of those implicated. Nigeria does not lack laws against illegal mining. It lacks the will to enforce them against the well-connected. A ring-fenced, independently audited Almajiri and out-of-school children fund with quarterly public disclosure of every kobo spent, removing education money entirely for the general constituency project pipeline that has already proved itself a leaking pipe. A Biden Northern Governor Security Compact, not another summit communique, but a standing joint task force with shared intelligence, shared funding formulas, and public quarterly scorecards measuring kidnappings, rescues, prosecutions state by state. So citizens can see precisely which governors are performing and which are merely posing. A revival of traditional councils as accountability bodies, not ceremonial ones. Emirs and chiefs using the very legitimacy their ancestors built to publicly question budget allocations and security failures in their domains. The way the Oyomesi once could check an Alaafin, restoring function to a form that has been hollow for too long. Would you take the next one? Or I should continue? Okay, let me take the
Yeah.
next one so that you take the conclusion.
Okay.
Okay. So the Northern Civic Mobilization Network, students, professionals, market associations, and community groups organizing state by state to demand these things publicly, sustainedly, and without waiting for permission from the political class that benefits from their silence. History has already shown the region what mobilized civic pressure can do. The North produced the very independence movement and the very native authority reforms that once modernized it. That capacity for organized demand has not vanished, it has been dormant. So you take the last part, which is the
This
conclusion, the
the
choice
last
before. Yes.
the last subheading, which is the conclusion, the choice before the not. This is the choice before the not. Northern Nigeria is not doomed by geography, fate, or history. It is a region rich enough in land and people to feed itself, educate its children, police its own forest, and impoverished only by those with the power to do these things have for a generation. Found more profit and comfort in not doing them. The insecurity has sponsors, the illiteracy has a budget line, and the budget line has thieves. The poverty sits atop fertile soil, made unfarmable by violence that could be dismantled if those who benefit from it were made to fear consequences more than they currently do. Let me read it again. The choice before the not. Northern Nigeria is not doomed by geography, fate, or history. It is a region rich enough in land and people to feed itself, educate its children, police its own forest, and impoverish only by those with the power to do these things have for a generation found more profit and comfort in not doing them. The insecurity has sponsors. The illiteracy has a budget line. The budget line has thieves. The poverty sits atop fertile soil, made unfathomable by violence that could be dismantled if those who benefit from it were made to fear consequence more than they currently do. So thank you. Then every day this trial is postponed, another child is sent into the street to beg in the name of scholarship. Another farmer is kept from his field by men whose weapons someone financed. And another budget passed with holes cut exactly where the North's future was supposed to be funded. The North does not need pity. It needs its citizens educated and unlettered, robbed and uninformed, titled and untitled, to stop mistaking survival for peace and silence for wisdom. The verdict on who is responsible is already written in the data. What remains unwritten is whether the North will act on it or wait for the next report to arrive with numbers grown worse. The last sentence once again. What remains unwritten is that not is the North will act on the data or will wait for the next report to be given. That's to show the worst how it grows. So thank you. That's the end of the essay. And now we can go into the mind map so that we'll discuss it all along as we keep going. Your mic, sorry. Your okay. So the article just is more of like a call to action to our northern brothers and sisters. They are professionals, the academias, the traditional title holders, the religious leaders, the youth groups, the market association, and everybody.
And everybody.
All right. I think I should be audible now. So yes,
Yes, now
a very beautiful reading, and we are going to go straight to the mind map, where we would um, iron out the nitty-gritty of this subject matter. And once again, we welcome all our audience. Please feel free to pick up the mic. This is not supposed to be a monologue. It is in the time past that you have radio stations that you cannot, speak back to. You only get to hear what the presenter is saying. You don't have the benefit of talking back to the presenter. That is not before. That is just in the olden days. But now you can indeed reach out, and the platform to reach out is there. Please do, and let's have this great conversation moving forward. So yes, let's go straight to the mind map so that we can iron this thing out in a very more granular way. And to our audience that are just joining us, let me just quickly do the summary, or we should go straight to the mind map. Okay, let's go to the mind map because it's a very long article that we can just chew, bit by bit, bit by bit, so that we can extract the juice in it. All right, I think our mind map is ready. All right. Okay. Okay, our mind map is ready. A land that should not be poor. That is the first subheading of the
The
overall
title
topic.
is the Not
And the
on
title,
Trial.
yeah, you can see it very clearly, the not on trial. All right, so let's go straight to the first subheading. A land that should not be poor. That is quite profound because that is the reflection of the generality of Nigeria, really. Nigeria should not be poor in any way, shape, or form. Eh? We don't have any
Yes,
business with poverty.
we don't have any reason to be poor.
We have no business with poverty in this life because we are just so blessed to be indeed poor. And we are going to take a look at the northern Nigeria as our area of focus today. We have immense arable land, rivers, livestock, minerals, right? That is good to hear, all right? High poverty, illiteracy, banditry, despair. That is the opposite of what I just said right now. Because in a land that is arable, what you expect in that kind of land is productivity for them to make money. I saw a video, was it a video or a picture this morning by one of our very respected elder in our community, that caught our attention to a very gentleman, who just made harvest of his tubers of yam, about 500 tubers. Very big. If you see it, my brother, very big. That is even in the comment section, people were like, this land is so fertile. And that is how our land is throughout. And I'm talking to you, this is Southwest.
Across all the regions in Nigeria.
Yeah, it's across board. Our land is arable and very, very, fertile, right? We've got rivers. And of course, if you know our rivers are the watering, channel or system for soil, because that is where the
Definitely.
plants
We have rivers. We have all the year season farming that we can farm all through the year, both dry season and rainy season. We can farm. And who is talking about the River Basin Commission in Nigeria anymore? The Ministry of Water and Environment. I don't know what they are doing. The River Basin Commission in Nigeria is dead. Because growing up, we used to watch programs. I listened to programs in NTA, Radio Nigeria, and the rest were regarding the River Basin Commission across Nigeria, how it connects and how it helps agricultural expansion. Now the agricultural extension workers, where are they? Battling with to survive, not even any other thing. That's why we have a lot of things to fix. The Ministry of Agriculture is doing nothing, I think, to me, is doing nothing because that's the ministry that we think, to me, I think we should be counting trillions, not just be waiting for any we it's a revenue generating agency because if you look at even countries like China, Thailand, Finland, and the rest, if you look at them, what are their drivers? If you look at the agricultural sector, it's not is a very strong aspect of their country because food security is very important, and also the world keep growing. The numbers keep growing. People need food. So you have the land. So you have no reason whatsoever to import anything but to export and make money.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree 100%. All right. Because I was talking about the tubers of yam that was harvested by one of our gentlemen on the streets of Twitter. Right. That was 500 tubers. And at the rate of yam right now, I think yam is sold. The last time my wife bought yam, and if you see this very big tubers, it's not all of the small one. Oh. Very big
No,
and
no.
have spikes like this. You know this kind of yam where they big well. That
Yes,
those yam sold not less than 7K in today's market price. Now times
yes,
that
definitely. 7,000 upward.
yes now times that
So
times
then you
500.
multiply that by 500 tubers.
Yes, that is almost 3 million right there.
So then, and then that's just one portion of his farm, maybe. And then
Yes
you can
now.
look at the civil servant. What is the annual return?
Because if you have to look at their salaries annually, some of their salary is not even up to 1.5
It's
million.
not even up to 1.5, some of them.
Yes, and this is the farmer's harvest in just 8 months. All right, and this is
8
not
months.
just the only portion of his farm. Oh. He's got corn
And
section.
definitely, as he harvests, since even as the raining season is not over, beans can go and other things can still go.
There are other segments, the beans, corn segment. I think
Yes,
he posted before tomatoes and pepper segment.
yes,
That green pepper.
because immediately when the rain is going, when you have your beans about to be harvested, you plant tomato, pepper, and the rest. That's the ones that round up the season for you. For those that understand agriculture, there's money in agric. That's
Of
why
course,
I see no reason why we should be hungry and why we should be poor.
and that is where it gets
Because
tricky.
and that's why deliberately the government make the Ministry of Agriculture and make agriculture to die. Because when the people are hungry, they won't be able to think. Because they said a hungry man is an angry man. So an angry man is next to madman. So that's it.
That is very serious, and that is why, as very sweet as we have already analyzed, the yields or the productivity of that young man, we can sense a danger that all of those
Yeah.
productivity, all of those money that you can potentially rake in annually, and this is not even a large
And
scale farming. Is like a
it's just small
just
portion
few
of land.
hectares of land. Yeah, just few hectares, like let's say 2 hectares of
Ah,
land.
yes, that one I think it don't even cover up to 2 hectares because what people are covering with 2 hectares, you'll be surprised. Because when you go across Benue, Taraba, Nasarawa, Niger, and you see what 2 hectares are producing of yam and soya beans, you'll be surprised.
Wow. So yeah, there's indeed huge potential. In fact, before we discover oil, agriculture was the main source of revenue for Nigeria, and it was used to build many infrastructures that are still standing till today. Many infrastructures before the oil boom, and it tells you
Yes.
all
And
you
if
need to know.
before this all this oil and the mining and mineral resources come about, if you look at the history of the African Food Bank, even our traditional system before the coming of the colonial masters, we have this concept of having food banks, community food banks, where people gather and save their food within someone that they trusted, so that when drought or anything of that nature comes, they have a place to fall back to. And they have also a way of preserving their seed. But now, who is preserving our seed? Even the hybrid seed, the government keep saying hybrid seed, that you can farm in so place and so place. You go and you will not have access to it, because as of 2022, 2023, I know in Nigeria we have over 80 varieties of maize seed. But how many farmers have access to it? So it's quite unfortunate. We have
Yes,
leaders
very,
that they are not leaders.
very. And that is why, as much as the big potential in that, that very important sector of our collective, existence, poverty and illiteracy, banditry has shattered and disrupted that
And if you
very.
look at also the aspect of the livestock, it's also a very productive gain venture, because for anybody that know how goats get birth after 6 months, some will give birth to two, three, and some breed will even get birth to six. And then if, for example, now you have some money and you make it like attractive to people, you just give like a seed capital, you pick like maybe 300,000 youths out from the 70 million youths that we have unemployed in Nigeria. You pick 300 and you train them on how to train and crossbreed goats, and you give them the money. Give them 4 years. Before you know, it will be something else. Likewise with sheep, goats, poultry, fish. People are doing it by themselves. You will see young people buying chicken, buying rabbit, buying goat within their own little space, because they do it with 5,000, 10,000 naira. Before you know, it keeps growing. But because you don't have insurance cover where you will go and have interest free loan for you to be able to do all these things, you start, and every small thing you can, sometimes even the problem is you consulting someone, an expert in the field, you have to pay. But if government will provide the centers that will what will you will go and you register, you have access to fund, and you will be like, maybe you have a collective venture between you and the government, and you share the interest. That's the gain at the profit at the end of the day. When maybe you collected 500,000 naira, they monitor your productivity at the end of the year or at the end of the period of harvesting or production. You sell, they will help you sell, and at the end of the day, you divide the profit maybe 60-40. So you know you are secured. Them too, they know their financing is secured. So it's something that is it's not impossible. It's very possible, but we'll prioritize other things that are not important. That's why misplacement of priority, that's what is mostly giving our people the problem.
Yes, absolutely spot on. And even when people have access to such things, such initiatives that should give them head start to start up, and invest in agriculture, banditry and insecurity is a huge threat. People are being displaced from their farmlands. People are being displaced such that na person wey dey alive wey motor jam
Now you go school.
know the numbers of the motor wey jam am. That is true. When you now when you dey alive, now you go know say you get farm of cassava. You know say you dey alive. Now you know say you get a farm of yam, farm of maize. But when you are not alive, when there's a disruption, some people just some entities just come from nowhere to attack you. That is what our farmers are going through right now. And many who would have ventured into agriculture or farming of any sort, any variety, they are sincerely
Afraid.
afraid. Very afraid. They are afraid of their investment and their lives, their family. So let's move on to the
Most
next.
importantly, your life.
Yeah, most important their life because now when you dey alive, now you know say you get one investment. So yeah, so concentrated poverty in the north, that is a serious issue. Ah, when I think about poverty, it gets me really emotional because poverty is a cause. Poverty puts a cap on your potential. Even though you have the capacity to develop medicine that will be the cure of HIV and AIDS and many other deadly diseases, because of poverty, you may never attain that potential. That is how deep poverty is. I know exactly what I'm talking about because looking at some of the things I can do well, for instance, in music, all right, I've developed flair for music, especially in the musical instrument side of music, because music has an ecosystem. You have the
Yes, it's
singers,
an
the artists,
ecosystem that has different
yes,
aspects.
and you have the music producers that knows how
Yes,
to coordinate and handle the musical instruments, give instructions to singers on how to position themselves, how to sing it this way or that way, because of their expertise, because they can play multiple instruments. That is the kind of person I am. But guess what? I have never owned a musical instrument before in my life. Not because I don't want to, but because of poverty. I should have been, by now, one of the most respected music producers in Nigeria. But poverty has put a cap on that. And this is just me scratching the surface of so many potential that has wasted to poverty. It's one of the things that gets me very emotional. Poverty is a cause for even for humanity generally. Nobody should be
generally.
missed out of what should be what the kind of height that they should hit or they should reach in life, just because they cannot afford education, they cannot afford some equipment that will give them. Even so many farmers that they do like this. Say if say I get tractor, I get tractor. This land, I just get this land where I inherit from my grandpapa, like 5 or 10 hectares of land. If I get tractor, the kind thing wey I suppose use this land do, because capacity no dey, and it is tractors and heavy machineries that can give such
That can do
people
that.
edge. Yes, they can give them the edge, but because they don't have the money, they don't have access to capital. That dream of becoming a farmer of global repute is capped. That dream is just going to be in his head. Maybe now when he dey sleep, now he go dey see himself say he dey collect award as the best farmer in the world. You dey joke with poverty? Poverty is crazy.
Mhm.
And the fact that it is concentrated in the north is very, it's very sad, very sad. The child
Very
poverty
sad.
exceeds 90%.
Very sad.
90. 90%. That
in the
is
northeast and the northwest.
the northeast and the northwest. No, no, no. That is an abomination that should not have happened.
And
An
from the
abomination.
northeast and the northwest, that's where we have most of the billionaires.
And
And
that is the
people,
paradox. That is the paradox. When
I'm
you
telling,
have
because the likes of
extremely
Dangote Bua are from the northwest, while the Kasim Shetima, the Indimi of this world, the Alimadu Sharif, they are from the northeast. The Atiku Abubakar, they are from the northeast.
this is terrible. And in fact, the richest black man in the world
Is from,
is from the
is
north.
from the
Then
northwest.
is that not a tragic irony? A tragic irony that the richest black
They have
man,
companies that are
not the richest
producing
man in
food.
Africa, the richest black
Richest
man
black
in the world is actually from a region where child poverty is 90%. That this, in my view, is madness. Is madness. What is the point of you being rich? Your region is extremely poor and you cannot even speak through to power. The only time that we saw you, Aliko Dangote, the only time we saw
it's
you
only when the power touch match
when the
step
federal
on him.
government want to cheat you. Eh? Now when federal government want to cheat you, now you can't speak out. Dangote has never said, there's so much poverty in my region. It gives me sleepless night. I am not comfortable. I'm not happy. And I'm working tirelessly to pressure the system to eradicate. And also for my own humble contribution, I want to eradicate poverty in my region. I've never seen such a sound bite or a comment from him. That is extreme, cutthroat, wicked capitalism. That all you care about is just money, how you are going to increase your wealth portfolio. What kind of elite we have in this country? Their soul is so dark. Soul is so dark. See, even in my own little way, I did like this. There's no way I would know that somebody is in need within my close circle, and I have the resources to do it, and I'm not doing it. I can never have peace of mind.
You
I no go
won't.
feel, and my mood will just be somehow.
You know go get that peace now because you have conscience, and capitalism has not taken over your soul. But then most of them, capitalism have taken their soul away.
It's crazy, it's crazy. No, no. This is it's inexcusable that people can be this wicked. There's no excuse whatsoever. And that is why I really want us to learn. That's not our area of focus today, but there are societies in this world that they have their billionaires at the palm of their hands. They have the control of their billionaires. They can demote you if they want, because if you become too extravagant and you want to accumulate wealth at the expense of the people, of the masses, they can strip you of that billionaire status. That is a serious country, not this one that there's 90% poverty of children and you still have people gallivanting as billionaires in that region. It's a shame. Ghost of a broken promise. All right. You have Sokoto Caliphate, scholarship, law, administration, and then we have British indirect rule, Allowed accountability. There used to be accountability in the north. There used to be, intellectuals, all right, or in their own right, and of course they know how to administrate themselves. You know, It was not just one wild place of savages, that they don't know what they are doing. No, before the white people came, there was civilization in that region. They know how to coordinate themselves, govern themselves, and do business with other regions. It was not just one wild place of naked people without any form of intelligence. No. And that is how it is across Africa. The white man did not come and meet us stark naked or we are just primitive. No, we are sophisticated people in Africa. We have Sir Ahmadu Bello's reform and loss of traditional authorities function as a result of this invasion by the colonial masters, which is quite unfortunate, which is one of the main disruptions that caused like it was like the trigger of this whole you know sad situation. So yes,
Yes.
insecurity, who is responsible? That is the next headline. Who are those
Yes.
maybe say we go hold accountable
Yes.
for
Accountable
insecurity?
for the insecurity happening across the north and the country entirely.
Take it away. You can continue.
Yes. So the first one, we say security emergency outlast a generation. So the issue of insecurity now, where we don't dey battle for, not let's say even take it from the Borno when Boko Haram starts in 2009, 2008, 2009 to 2010, where it goes to a full-blown terrorism. Now we have 16 years. That's why it outlasts a generation. And the government will keep telling you we have tactically defeated Boko Haram. We have tactically there is no after when if the government make announcement this week, the week that will follow, you see another heavy attack on the people. They will say we are preparing to resettle the people. Before you know, another town will be chased out. So, and the government will keep saying there are no local government under the control of the Boko Haram. Before you know, you will see another serious attack on military formation or an ambush. So this one have lasted long. How we go take manager Boko Haram resurgence in the northeast? Just recently, when the government on the talk say no territory is under the control of Boko Haram and the rest, just from last year to this year, resurgence of attack in Borno in anyhow. People are being killed by Boko Haram because they are telling them that look, we did not die, we are still in operation. And every day they will be giving us excuses, telling us they still they hide. They will still have they are moving from the Sahel. Who is in control of the Sahel? Nigeria have joint task force with Niger and Chad and Cameroon for how many years? And you are still telling us they are. So that means we cannot do it, but we can fly to Benin Republic and do something. And we want to go into fight with Niger when we have coup. We cannot fight our internal problem. We want to go outside and which kind of person you be? You don't take care of your house, you want go outside, go do another fight. Finish the one where you get inside your house now. Then banditry as industrial kidnapping economy. So now banditry, before they in around 2011, 2012, 2013, na cattle rustling. Before you know cattle rustling, farmers header clash, Benue, Plateau, Katsina, Zamfara. Before you know, cattle rustling. Before you know, now full banditry and kidnapping. And now it has turned into what? An industrial complex. Millions and millions and millions are going into banditry. That's what, and who are those people that are benefiting? Who are cashing out? Who and who they gain from that thing? Our governors need to answer this question. Our governors need to answer this. Our chiefs, the head of security in the country have to answer who are the people, who are the sponsors. So now would they ask this one, who they sponsor these people, who they benefit from this? What are their business models? Who are the people? What kind of business model they do? Na plea bargain, na share. On what, how they take share the money? Who they take the lion share? Who they take small share? And if they collect the money, who are their suppliers? I keep they ask this question. These people now human being, no be spirit them be. They go mark, they buy food. Who they supply their food? These guns, they know they produce them. Where did they get them from? Ammunition that they use, they know they buy, they know they produce them. Where did they get them from? Who they supply intelligence to them? If they collect this money, how do they take disperse the money? So now in our own system, technology no reach the time where we as people who go fit dey use nanotechnology monitor money wey they go carry go give these people wey go dey track their movement. So our intelligence no reach that extent. Abeg. Then nexus of illegal miners, protectors and armed groups. So who are the people behind this illegal mining? And what is happening within this illegal mining? Because a lot of talks don't they come out, don't they go around say some people are behind this. Some people are being, their name are being called and nobody is saying anything. The Chinese people, e get time where rumors they spread across the north, say Chinese people they involved in all this illegal mining. And just of recent, the Minister of Mine and Steel, Dele Alake, talk and say even in Plateau alone, they get over 4,000 pits or holes for illegal mining that they discover. 4,000 in one state. Then combines Plateau, Zamfara, Katsina, Kebbi, Niger, Bauchi. What are you going to talk about? So these are things that all of us need to ask questions. Sponsors, powerful sponsors. So these sponsors are what? Powerful individuals, retired military officers or security officers. Because allegation been dey say the people where they organize, coordinate all this banditry, illegal mining, they be retired security personnel. So that's why it's very important in a well civilized society. If you retire as a security officer, they allow you to just go like that. They keep track of you. Anytime when they need you, they go call you. Anytime when they see something from where you dey, like for example, you retire, you are from KB, something they happen for KB, they will call you. Say that way they happen for that your area, waiting they happen. As an expert, if you give information, they fit even put you may head a unit to combat that thing. But Nigeria, what do? They retire, they go into the society. Some become politicians, some become businessmen, some you don't know even where they are. How we go take progress like this? And some of them, their entitlement self is nothing to take home about. Somebody go work for 35 years. At the end of the day, you they give and say na 6 million naira being gratuity. Where he want go with 6 million naira, 3 million naira? You know it's unfair. So we have to be fair to ourselves. Then we have to make sure we keep track of each and every of our security officers, security personnel, both young and old. Even people that say, okay, we don't drop, we don't just voluntary retirement. Keep track of them. What are they doing? Where are they? What are they doing? Because it's, and all those issue of say after court martial or any prosecution team that they either the security outfit or set, and then they will say they don't dismiss some officers. That one to us, we don't agree with it. You have trained someone, you train him on how to handle weapon, how to carry out some things, and you say now you are dismissing that person. Isn't that dangerous for the country? If you should have a means of punishing that person, maybe demote him or convert him into a casual security to take care of small units, something that you still have control over his life, but don't just throw him into the street like that. So then triangular miners mining operation. That's mining, protectors, and what, and groups. That one is the triangle, the miners, the protectors, and the what, the armed groups. This is just a triangle. We have the miners who are the illegal miners, then we have the those who are protecting these people politically, then we have the armed groups, the people that are carrying the weapons, who are covering that place so that no, it's not everybody that will know what is happening there. So then the next one is illiteracy, a manufactured catastrophe. So this one now they create this problem. Catastrophe now something maybe say big problem where it don't happen, it don't affect people. So now we say world harvest burden of out of school children. Because this one, the out of the World Bank and the UNICEF, the UNESCO, the National Bureau of Statistics, after they released their report in just 2022, 2024 to 2024, they said 18.3 million out of school children, while some statistics are still saying it's over 20 million. Because 2024 to now, the kind attack, the kind problem wey don result to people, poverty wey don increase, people cannot go to school. In communities wey they don destroy, some people cannot still have access to education. They say it's over 20 million people now that's out of school. It's a very serious problem. Who are responsible for this? The majority are in northern Nigeria. Majority of these out of school children are in northern Nigeria, and especially the girls, because across the north, more especially northwest, northeast, the figures is just 47.3% of girls that are going to primary school. That's of primary school age, they are the ones that are going to school. So you are telling us over 52% are not going to school. So which kind of generation you want to live on earth before, after you leave? So illiterate generation now you want live. This is a very serious, and you know the education of a girl child is very important, because father dey there dey hustle, na mothers dey fit coordinate wetin children dey do. If the mother no go school, the children no go school. Even if you pay school fees, she go tell them say forget that school. She no go allow them make dem, they go even dey go late. She no go give them food make dem go, they go late every time, and it go affect the performance and mentality of those children. Then almajiri system, begging for education. The almajiri system wey we don talk before, under Goodluck they establish almajiri commission under Ministry of Education, but that one e don turn into cash cow. Instead of make e take eradicate the almajiris from the state, now that commission wey they don commission, now those people na cash cow now e don turn to, because the money wey dey budget, the National Assembly members, the state governors, the members of the commission, everybody they don dey win lottery ni. They just dey use am as I don cash out, I don win lottery. You go just dey see them dey drive different cars, while the almajiri still dey street dey beg. When they begin dey say they will establish almajiri school centers in every state, that time they say they will start. Before you know, we don't know where the whereabout of it. Billions are being budgeted every year under Ministry of Education, but nobody can tell you where the whereabout of the money. Some they will tell you they divert the money into constituency project. Some they will say road construction, road maintenance, and some unnecessary things. And in this commission, religious leaders dey, traditional leaders dey, politicians dey, intellectuals dey, academias, people from the academia dey there. So it's both the professionals and the non-professionals are there. So and they are not doing anything. Wahala. Then budget problem, not geography or culture. So the problem is budgeting. When they budget the money, How they take implement am? No be say na geography they go say the place too far or the place too big for us to know. It's not, that's not the issue. And no be say na culture. Go to every community that you know that people will say that almajiris dey. Those almajiris, still some of them they learn shoemaking, because shoe cobbling, that's shoe repair. Some of them dey fetch water, some of them dey throw shara for road. They dey pack things for people. So to tell you that it's not the cultural thing that they even them they want to beg, because before historically anybody who go and study deeply into the almajiri system, they don't go out and beg. They just work for the malam farm, and some people come and pay and give them food for that day. They go and work for their farm. It's not street begging. It's not part of the culture. It's not part of the learning at all. It's poverty and systemic error that brought to this issue of street begging of almajiri. It's not part of the culture of almajiri. So, and then diversion of education funds to constituency projects. Any money where they provide for girl child education or for almajiri education, they divert them to to constituency project, where they know say at the end of the day, the money specifically where they put for them for constituency project, they still divert them to another direction, to personal pocket. Then religious authorities complicit by omission, by keeping quiet, by them being part of the system and not doing anything to change the system. They are also part of the problem. They are complicit. They are helping the system. So our malams, imam, and the rest, they are not. They are not. They are part of the problem. So let's move to the next one.
All right. Let me just do the next section of the
Okay, thank
mind.
you.
Yes, of the next section talks about something quite interesting. All right. And please remember to subscribe, remember to follow, remember to share this live session with your loved ones, and let them stay glued to us. And also, please remember to pick up the mic and let's have the conversation. Let's pick up the mic. If you cannot pick up the mic, drop a comment so that we can know that, yes, we are communicating. And communication, as they say, has not taken place if there's no feedback. All right. We want to assume we are not communicating based on the lack of feedback that we are getting so far. So good. So the next section of the mind map to address, make me feel address this topic. Now, it be poverty and hunger on fertile land or fertile ground. I will go one explainer. Say poverty and hunger dey for ground where they fertile, ground where they bring out better crops. If you want to plant yam, it go grow. You want to plant cocoa, it go grow. If you want to plant groundnut, it go grow. Plant anything. One Oyibo man even come Nigeria talk say even if you plant a stone in Nigeria, it will grow. It's crazy. So why? And that is productivity right there. If something is growing from the soil, you can sell it. At some point in time, cocoa was a lucrative business. When you plant cocoa farm, by the time you are harvesting, you are a millionaire. You are set up. Our grandfathers, used cocoa money to build. Now, cocoa is useless. All thanks to our ruiners in power. Right? You have state leading poverty tables are not deserts. Yes, you can see these are not, even if they are deserts, in the modern world, you can harness what makes those places desert, which is the sun. You can harness it as a hotspot for solar energy. that can serve the interest of the rest of the country. If you have more sun in a particular location that is causing desert and dry lands, what is causing it? The sun, abundant sun. And abundant sun is a blessing. It's a blessing, indeed, right? And solar energy is not a new invention that's been around for a long time. So there's no reason why poverty should exist in these areas, despite the fact that they are not even deserts. There, many of them, they have very arable soil. So insecurity and poverty reinforce each other. Insecurity and poverty reinforce each other. Farmers cannot reach fields. Markets shut down. Market no operate well because farmers they no fit go farm because they dey afraid of say, if I go farm now, wetin go happen to me? Hope one idiot will not just kidnap me and be asking for my family to bring 50 million. That is a dilemma. So displacement camps replace farming community. Yes, you have many lands as we are speaking now occupied with people that are internally displaced. They call it IDP camps. Internally displaced people, you get them all over the country. And their population, the population of those wey dey internally displaced for this country, e reach the population of some countries. That is sad. The access denied by violence sustained by actors. All right. It's very, very sad that we are expressing this issue of violence, fight is scatter everywhere. And people will get the mandate to stop this kind of fight or this kind, unrest wey dey happen. They are failed. They are failed spectacularly. If they are successful, things will not be like this. So you take the next one, Mr. Abdullahi.
Yes,
Are you there?
yes, I'm here. So now we are talking about those responsible. Now the political class, how did they see these problems and how did they take address them? This is their own way of seeing this thing. They treat insecurity as what talking point. Now just to the talk, not be to take action. They go just they use that one as their campaign. I will fight insecurity. I will fight insecurity. If we can remember in 2014, 2015, waiting the Buhari wave, waiting push the Buhari wave is fighting insecurity. As a retired military general, people believe if he come, insecurity don't die. War against indiscipline, that's it's just because of corruption and insecurity. Now, waiting people rally around Buhari and bring him because then people they Chibok children bring back our girls, bring back our girls. Then our mommy, the likes of the Obi Ezekwesili, the Aisha Yusuf, all of them on the streets bring back our girls movement. Everybody is shouting insecurity, insecurity. The twin Yanya bomb blast, everything, the bomb blast across the country. Everybody is tired. They say Buhari say you will fix insecurity. When he come, the insecurity reduce. That's when we have the upsurge of high banditry and kidnapping in Nigeria. Then the next one, accept donation from illegal extraction network. They collect money, gift, donation. They will come say this one na courtesy and we just come to greet you in your office. We'll just give you something. You just collect this one. A honorable will just come to greet you. They just give him something. Everything went down. You were supposed go check wetin dey happen, illegal mining, where they result to banditry, they result to killing of people, and unaccounted money that's supposed to be going into the government coffer. is going into individual pocket. You too, you keep quiet. That's the political class. That's what they are using this to. Then insert pork in education budget. That's padding, putting things that are not supposed to be there. Padding the budget, doing one or two things wey no suppose dey the education budget, they put am there. That's where the problem dey. So the next one, security and anti-mining nexus. So now security and mining nexus. So now the relationship, that's how these people, this insecurity, the security and the nexus behind all this illegal mining, they happen in the current issue of this mining. Illegal miners, financiers, and protectors. We have three people. That's just like when we mentioned before, the triangle. That's the people who are doing the illegal mining, and we have the people who are financing them, who are bringing the money, and then we have people who are protecting them. Because definitely you cannot be doing something while you know it's wrong and nobody is protecting you. That's why even armed robbers they get cover. So that's why this one they get, you get the people where they do am, we get the people who they finance the work, all this buying of arms and the rest, and then we have those who are protecting them with the law. Those who are making the laws are the ones protecting them. Banditry as functioning extraction economy. So now banditry has become what? A functioning extraction economy, a big economy where people they make money, because now it's not the only banditry. Kidnapping follow, whether they kidnap people anyhow. People before you know they will say they don't kidnap person. So then traditional rulers, their own, them too, this is how they don't turn to. They retreat into ceremony, not mobilization. Before what we know say traditional rulers will say they are what? They are the voice of the people. Because they are the ones who represent the people. Anything where they talk, they are saying it on behalf of their people, and they always stay on the interest of their people. But now them too they don't turn into ceremonial people. Now only when they do one ceremony or the other. But when national problem is up, they only sit down at their own, they watch TV and they discuss, and they visited some politicians. You know, they take out, instead of them, may they mobilize the people. Say, more come out. I'll be traditional, I'll be at the front. Because before we know in our traditional setting, if you want to go to a war against injustice, you see the traditional leaders at the forefront. They are the ones. They will tell you you can't be a king and be a weak person, or you can't be an emir be a weak person. You must be very strong to be able to fight. But now they don't change. Something is wrong. Lack of accountability bodies. We don't have bodies that are holding these people accountable. Like the youth association, all the associations where they suppose they hold all these people to account. They know they do their function again. Then educated northern elite and diaspora. So people where they not the northern part of Nigeria, and the people wey dey abroad, dem too they know they have matter. Oft they opt for private escape. As they don fly go abroad, I don escape now. I don dey there. Highest they go just dey there dey talk. So we want to see real investment in what? Tackling insecurity and the rest. Okay, so you can take this one.
Okay, 1 minute. Let me just check if my mic is on. Okay, my mic is on, right? Okay. So
Yes, it's
yeah,
on.
waiting can be the revolutionary correction we suppose do for this matter. We wear trouser like this. Waiting be the solution to the problem. Number one, federal forensic audit of mining licenses. All the people where they don't hand over mining licenses to, they suppose check who they be and who are they, then audit all of the activities where this mining line, with all of these people where they give mining license, they audit wetin that they do, follow the money. Because if you follow the money, you will know what they are doing with the money, and it may be that they are funding the problem. That is what is going on. Number two, ring fenced, independently audited education fund. Yes, we have to have an education fund that is independently audited, ring fenced. That is proper protection day for that kind of funding, channeled towards bringing education to the people and to the children, which largely most of them are in the north. They are out of school. They are just roaming about. And this is the nursery, breeding ground for all of these, you know, insecurity actors. Right? Then binding Northern Governors Security Compact. Yes, you have to make it binding. Say Northern governors, oh, they must be committed to the security of lives and properties, because many of them, they are collecting security votes. Security votes in billions every month. Billions. What are they doing with that security vote? Where they don't fit assemble themselves. Okay, you bring 2 million, you bring 3 billion, you bring 5 billion. Make we, employ or buy equipment we could guarantee the protection of our farmers and the education of our children and the protection of our people. Is it too much to ask for some mumu people to talk say you people just dey it is easier said than done? Mumu people, what is easier said than done in this? It is the right thing
Is
to
it
do.
impossible? It has been done from before. It has been. It's there. So what destabilize it?
All right, yes, absolutely. I can see a comment from our ex account. Say, I don't know this might be relevant, but there's always some ring of capitalists gatekeeping people's ability to enter and succeed in different businesses in Nigeria. And this talk just reminds me of that. Yes, there are different interests in Nigeria. They are in my ancestors' language, they say àkùkọ gàgàrà tí ò jẹ́ kí kékeré ó kọ. That is big hen wey no allow the smaller hen to say kukuruku. You know say na all hen dey do that thing, but some big ones dey
Yes.
go dey kill others.
If you
My
no
ancestors,
mature, you no fit do am. They no go allow you mature before make you do am.
uh, that is just it. They don't want others to thrive. They want people to thrive, right? We have had cases where a particular capitalist who happens to be the richest black man intentionally lowered the cost of a commodity so low that the competitors ran out of business.
No,
Just because he intentionally crashed
that's how it
that.
keeps happening.
Huh.
That's how it keeps happening across states, across the regions in Nigeria. You will see some people that are there, they operate like mafians. They identify businesses that are going to give employment, help the people, liberate the people. Before you know, they will kill the businesses. Either they send a legal sanction or they use market strategy to kill the company.
That is so messed up, man. So messed up.
That,
And this is what it is. And we have to do something about it. So the next point says revival of traditional councils as accountability bodies. Yes, you have to revive traditional councils as accountability bodies. Make them take the checkmate within they happen. What resources is going to what purpose? And is it being implemented for the purpose with which that resources is meant to achieve? This is very important, and it is not rocket science. It can be done. If we really want to do this and solve this problem, this is the solution. We are not just a bunch of talk heads on movement radio. We be saying that not to just the talk about the problem, they complain, and of course, people like that kind of thing where just to complain. Yeah, they go rush come. What this thing is wrong. This is very wrong. This is what is the solution, my brother? I don't feel talk solution. No, nothing concern me, concern solution. And you want that problem to be solved. So, but we will not relent, right, from this side of things. Then you have Northern Civic Mobilization Network. Northern Civic Mobilization Network. This should be an organized body designed to create efficiency in stopping this menace of insecurity and illiteracy. Insecurity, illiteracy, and poverty. This is crazy, and it has to stop. So will you take the last part,
yes,
or we should share
yes, I will
briefly
take the last one. Now,
on this?
the conclusion. And we don't reach the end. And we say this is the choice before the north. This is the choice you have as a northerner, as the northern part, as Nigerians in collective, as a collective. So this one are the options where you get. The north is not what doomed by geography, fate, or history. So this shows that the north is not cursed, it's not a destroyed, or it's not a fake, or something that is not going to progress by the geography. You say, this geography, because of the nature of the location, fit progress. There is economic potential, that's geographical advantage, because you are well connected, you have the arable land, you have the fertile land, you have the population, and you have the mineral resources. It's just leadership that matters. It's not by faith. You say, oh, the faith of these people, now they make them say they no fit. No, other people within the north, they are Muslims, they are Christians, and in other part of the world, there are Christians and Muslims that are thriving. So it's not by faith. It's not history. Our history before shows that we are thriving, we are doing better. So why can't we do it now? Why can't we do it now? They rich enough to feed, educate, and police itself. So the north is rich enough because it has arable and fertile land to feed itself, and it has the number of educated people to educate itself, and it also has the population to police and govern itself. That's to provide security for itself. You must not go outside the country and hire any security industrial complex. No, it has the population to secure itself. They're impoverished by those profiting from the inaction. So there are some people that are benefiting from this inaction. People not asking questions. Some people are benefiting from it. So things are not going well. Some people are benefiting from it. This insecurity, some people are benefiting from it. Illegal mining, some people are benefiting from it. Banditry, kidnapping, some people are profiting from it. They are making gain. They are making money, billions out of this, including your governors, where they collect security vote anytime and they know they provide security, including those top security officers. Where they there, they put security budget every time. Budget on security is very high. Security contractors. but there is no security. They are making gain from this. So insecurity has sponsors. So this issue of this insecurity is what it has sponsors. Don't be saying you no get people where they sponsor these people where they do all this no thing where all this criminality. You get people where they illiteracy has thieves. The reason why many people are illiterate is because what we have thieves where they steal the money. We're supposed to take these people to school and they don't steal the money. So you have thieves where they steal the money, which is meant for education to educate you. So ask question and fight these people. Then violence sustained by those who benefit. Anywhere where you see say violence still dey continue, e get people wey dey benefit from it and na dem dey make the violence continue. Even if you come road you see say people gather and then two people dey fight and nobody is separating them. So that means those people wey dey there they dey enjoy wetin dey happen. E get gain wey dey dey gain. So the violence wey dey continue, e get people wey dey benefit from it. Find out and we don name the people wey dey benefit from this violence wey dey continuously go on. So it's left for you. Citizens must demand action, not pity. We know as citizen, you need what? You demand action. That your governor, that your local government chairman, that your state assembly member, that your national assembly member, that senator, that commissioner, that your traditional ruler, that your religious leader, demand action from them. You need protection, you need employment, you need security of your life and your properties. So demand don't sorry we commiserate. No, you don't need commiserating with anybody. You don't need to pity anybody. You don't need sympathizing. I say we sympathize with the people. No, all those English we don't need them. We need protection. It's only when you fail in your responsibility that you come and you be saying that I sympathize with the people. You don't need to sympathize with anybody. You don't need to commiserate with anybody. You don't need to share the pain of anybody. Do your work as a governor, as a president, as a local government chairman, as anybody that you are. Do your responsibility. When you do your responsibility, you don't need to pity anybody. The citizens don't need pity, they need action. And the citizen must demand that action from each and everybody. Your councillor has responsibility. Your chairman has responsibility. Your governor have responsibility. Your state assembly member has responsibility. Your senator has responsibility. Your house of member has responsibility. The president has responsibility. Minister of education, minister of health, minister of defense, all have responsibility. So demand responsibility from them, not pity from them. Not when they kill your people, they will come and donate 100,000 naira, 1 million naira, 3 million. It will not restore their lives or restore you back. Ask the people that have been in IDP. Some have been in IDP for 3 years. Some have been in IDP for 5 years. Some since when they started insurgency in the northeast, they have been out of their house and they are not yet back. 16 years down the line, and they are still out there. You don't need their pity to keep you in primary school, give you share mosquito net for you, come and share food and use you for public display at some time, and then they will go after when they go till 3 or 6 months before they will come back. No, you don't need pity. Let them do their work. Thank you. We need your contributions, your comment across all social media platforms. We thank you for joining. We need your comment. If you have any comment or contribution you can make, you feel free to comment or pick up the mic on our X audio platform so that you air your contribution. So thank you. Back to our Lagos studio.
Yeah, thank you so very much for that great analysis. No, insecurity as sponsors. Very important for us to note. All of this insecurity where they happen, person they sponsor and people they sponsor am. The list where Dubai carry give our government during the Buhari tenure of terrorism financiers, people where they fund terrorism for our country. What happened to that list? And of course, government where they give list of those where they sponsor terrorism, where they no prosecute or put your committee for that list, you know, say themselves, no be for my mouth, you go, yeah, the last part. You say no way, say themselves, they are corporate, you know, they are allowing that crime to continue. And that is the very essence of
For
this.
you to allow something to continue, it means you are benefiting from it.
Yes, yes. Person wey
Mm.
thief and person wey describe road for thief, two of them na thief dem be.
So
I
all
no
of
dey
them,
there o.
that's why even as
When I
police
meet
they do am.
describe road for
Person wey thief na the person wey buy from the thief na him be the big thief na. So person wey
um
give room for that thief to steal na him be the biggest thief.
see, so Nigerian government is is on the in focus right now, and citizens
Definitely.
must demand action, not pity. Nigeria go just dey pray, oh God, God save us from the hands of the bandits. Save us save us from this, save us from
No
that.
amount of prayer can do. Take
If
action.
if na by prayer, there's no way the north should be like that. If na prayer, na im go fix
No.
the north. There's no way this the north, because they are one of the most religious people, that they pray to God 5 times a day.
Because
So you cannot beat
you will
them.
even see churches and mosques across the north, like more than some people don't have houses, but there is mosques and churches. That's why, to me, I think it will get to a time in this country where we'll start converting some of the religious centers, all these worship centers, to orphanage houses.
That is inevitable. Any serious government would put policies in place to restrict
Because within a
use
single street, you will
of
see five mosques, five churches, five mosques, as if they are running competition. While you have people that cannot eat, people that cannot go to school, what are you teaching them?
many of these religious, buildings are rarely used daily. So it's just basically dormant, not being productive in any way. So it tells you all you need to know. Read the room and learn your lesson. That is just it. It's high time we stop doing the same thing and expecting a different result. It's not
Different
going to
result.
work. You have to do something different if you want a different result. So let's go to some reactions from Facebook, in relation to what is being discussed here today. Um, okay, there. So this one says bandits kidnap entire Muslim congregations during Friday prayers, and the Muslim cleric respond by endorsing the same leader who let it happen. The irony is sickening, and the apathy is hopeless. I am done fighting for the North. This is crazy. This is somebody
That's
throwing.
why a lot of people feel discouraged,
Hmm.
because along at the end of the day, the people that you are fighting for, they are the ones that will fight you back. Because
Hmm.
this is like you are fighting for the people, and the people are fighting you back. So you are fighting, you are saying justice for people in Kankara, justice for people in Dapchi, justice for people in Meduguri, and at the end of the day, the people that you are saying justice for, they are the ones that keeping those people who are facilitating their what, their injustice, and they are supporting those that are facilitating their injustice. It's the same thing that you say you have to hands up. But one thing that we just need to keep moving, because Some of those people are unconsciously doing what they are doing. But the clergymen, that one to some extent, they are not ignorant. They know what they are doing because it's just some of them have sold their soul to those politicians because you go to their offices, they give you some amount of money that you know is on you did not solicit and they are unwarranted. And you know that amount of money can solve a very big problem in the society, but you collect it. They bought you a car and you collect it. They sent you food to your house and you collect it while you know down the street, five houses, six houses in your streets can't even afford a 101 square meal or even sometimes 010 square meal in your area, but you are still collecting food that you will stock in your house for 1 month. That person that is doing that to you, you know, is no, it's almost impossible for you to tell him the truth because he who feed the stomach cannot cry in front of that person. Because definitely you have to calm down because you know when the person is talking, you are afraid because you don't know it's only that person that you know your next meal is coming from. So that's why you have no reason for you to be a religious or clergyman that you are jobless and then you expect those jobless people because some of them take that as what as their own job. So that one, that's why anybody who is saying that is a call, yes, is a call for those who are doing the right thing. But some take it as what as their own means to livelihood. So if you take it as a means to livelihood, it's not a call. Is you are not different from the normal street hustler.
Yeah, absolutely. The level of complicity in Nigeria is so sickening, and we have to call it out one way or the other. And you know the very people responsible, right, for this situation. Let's take a look at this particular article, by Princess Bola Olofin, late Latif Jakonde, former governor of Lagos, built the following low-cost housing estates within 4 years in Lagos State. Number one, in Amuwo Dolphin. Number two, Ijaye Dolphin, Okeafa, Ije, Abesan, Iponri, Ipaja, Abule Ńlá, Ẹ̀pẹ́, Aníkàntàmọ̀, Surulere, Iba, Ikorodu, and Badagry. If the government had continued in that direction, the housing crisis and rent would have been reduced by half. But we politicized governance. The little they built was shared among themselves, favoring politicians who don't need it instead of making low cost housing a priority for those who actually need it. Fast forward to 2026, a deputy governor for 8 years and an APC gubernatorial candidate for 2027 is telling young adults to stay with their parents to reduce demand for rent. Capitalists in power have money to fill the sea and create an island for class extinction, but they cannot make use of the massive land in Ikorodu to build low-cost housing estates and address market failure. This is the reality. And this is a single-term governor, all right? Prince Latif Jakonde. And the mark is still felt till today in Lagos. But you have a governor who sat for 8 years and the cost of rent. I am a victim of it. I ran away from Lagos 2 months ago because of rent. I couldn't catch up. I could
You
not
couldn't.
catch up. I could not.
So you see, you know, the builder of the modern Lagos is chasing the Lagosians out of Lagos
Yes.
because they say he is the builder of the modern Lagos, and he has done it before and he will do it again. He has done it in Lagos. He will do it. He will do it in Nigeria. So, so what he did in Lagos is more of like self-establishment. Many don't understand, and then he is now also establishing himself in the national face now. But a lot of people think that no, is he is a master strategist, is a reformer, he is this, he is that, and he has a good eye of getting the best hand on deck. That's why he got the best hand on deck, getting the fake ministries, getting a lot of corrupt allegations. Those are the masters. That's the people that expert in the field of what corruption. Because so far so good, Nigerians can testify whether he has a good eye in picking the best in terms of delivery or getting the best in terms of corruption.
Yes, I agree with you totally. Let's take a listen to this video. I think you will find it interesting.
Being a Tinubu supporter genuinely is a mental health problem. There are two types of Tinubu supporters. There are the ones who genuinely believe that Tinubu is better for Nigeria. That I consider a mental health problem. Advice will not solve it. You need a combination of prayers, deliverance, psychiatric management, because you cannot genuinely see something that is eating you up and support it. Being a Tinubu supporter genuinely is a mental health problem. It's prayers you need. That is one. Then there is the other type of Tinubu supporters who are supporting because they are motivated by money. Those one are in two categories. There are the local supporters, there are the foreign supporters. For the local supporters, I understand your economic predicament. I understand that you are frustrated and you need the money to survive. I will not be the one to say you should not take Tinubu's money to feed your family. I'm not that wicked. But I'm only saying that in your heart of heart, always remember that money you are it is meant for something else. It is meant for an hospital in your area. It is meant to pay police so that you are more secure. And eventually, by the time you are kidnapped, kidnappers don't accept rice. Kidnappers will not take 10,000 naira from you as ransom. Kidnappers will not accept that you are a city boy or city girl or city olosho. They will take their normal ransom. So you have it at the back of your mind that you are eating money that you cannot pay. But then there's the ones in the diaspora. Those are the ones that I consider children of Satan.
You know, your mic is muted.
Yes, I said that was a very hot take right there, describing the supporters of some certain candidate.
Yes,
And it
and
tells
and
the
he's
blind.
categorical for anybody that is living outside Nigeria, enjoying a sane environment and supporting insane environment in Nigeria is a wicked person. No two ways about it. Because you are outside there, and you are seeing how things are going in a sane environment, but you are allowing it to. You are supporting injustice in your own country.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you totally. Blind support and blind loyalty is a big deal in this part of the world. People follow whoever they are following blindly. They don't even care about their lived realities. They are just
Mm.
so, they support
They don't
blindly.
care.
And funny enough, it has to be put on record that many of those saying others are following a particular candidate blindly, they are also, you know, guilty of the same offense. But let's not go into that. So, yes, let's talk about authoritarianism appeals simply to people who cannot tolerate complexity. Yes, authoritarianism appeals simply to people who cannot tolerate complexity. You know, there's beauty, there's variety is the beauty of life. When there are variety of
Definitely. Yeah.
varieties of solutions,
So that's why
variety.
I said anybody who cannot argue intellectually and result back to insult, he has no place to be in the public space. Because the public space is where you share idea. And for you to be able to be human and to be called actually human is your ability to tolerate other views. And you can't tell me you want to be a leader or you want to govern and you don't want to accept different opinions. So you have no place to be in position of leadership because one of the key characteristics of leadership is what ability to listen and make amends. And if you don't listen, how will you make amends? So that's why this clearly specify the authoritarianism appeals to simply to people who cannot tolerate complexity. Simply means that any leader who cannot listen to different opinion, different ideas, and make adjustment from his own ideas. So he is a tyrant.
Yes, and that is what we are dealing with in our dear nation and many parts of Africa as we speak. You have people disguising to be Democrats, but in actual fact, they are autocrats. They are autocrats. They are tyrants. They cannot accommodate the right. They cannot even respect those that are their followers to be challenged by the ideas of others. Allow people to choose whoever they want. If you still maintain your popularity for as many years as possible, I don't have any issue with that. But when you are stifling the existence of others, then it becomes a big problem. It becomes a very, very
Very,
big problem.
very, very
Yes,
big problem.
very big problem. So thank you so very much, everybody, for coming to the Movement Radio today. We appreciate you so much for your steadfastness, and you have stayed true to the very end. We have been up for over 2 hours, and we have done justice to the article of the day, North on Trial. The North on Trial. If you missed it, you can replay it when we are done with this live session, and you also have the chance to get a replay broadcast tomorrow, or perhaps even sometimes towards the course of the day. Our producers would replay it again for the benefit of those that are not live and direct when we are broadcasting. So thank you so very much. Your comments, your like, your share, please do that. Share, like, comment. All right. Let people get to know that the level of wholesome content on this side of things is indeed needed for the liberation of the people or of the masses. So, yes, I'll pass the mic back to the Abuja studio for final comments as we round things up and we say goodbye till Saturday.
Okay, thank you, everybody across board. Thank you for your loyalty. Thank you for your diligence and always been here. We thank you all across all the social media platform: YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, X, Facebook, and Instagram, and any other platform that you are streaming us from. We say thank you, thank you, thank you. We look forward to your sharing, like, subscription, and inviting more people to come to our platform and enjoy our beautiful programs, great programs that will educate you, enlighten you, and inform you. We are here for a collective project. Nigerian project is our collective project. And we are here to make Nigeria a great country that will all live for our own children and our great grandchildren. So let's all join hand and do it. In case you need any of our articles, you can get in touch with the Movement Radio or go to the handle of the author. You can go there and read it. But more importantly, get in touch with the Movement Radio across all the social media platforms. We can share the articles with you so that you'll be able to read. Even maybe when in the course of our reading, or maybe you join in along the line and maybe you don't have time to listen, you want to read the articles yourself. So you can get in touch with Movement Radio across all the social media platforms, and Movement Radio will send you the article and you read it. And you can even join in subsequent programs and comment and air out your opinion about either the previous or any of our articles. Because all what we do, we want a better country, and we cannot do it alone. We will do it all together. So share it, read it, and maybe even like you can write a rebuttal, because that's what the beauty of intellectuality. You read what someone said, and maybe you have a different argument. Then you write your own argument and send it to Movement Radio. We will say no, we'll read it, and we'll also give you the room. You can join us and also help us in the analysis. So thank you, everybody. Movement Radio is yours, and Movement Radio is for our own liberation. Thank you. See you on Saturday. I remain Abdullahi Salisu Aliyu from Abuja. See you.
Thank you so very much. Remember that the Nigerian problem is threefold. All right, um, the collective silence of everybody. All right, is number one. Number two are the enemies within. All right? Enemies within, enemies where they live among us. That is the second problem in Nigeria. And of course, the third one is big manism. That is the ruiners, those that have ruined this country. These are the three problems. And of course, every other thing are just symptoms of the bigger problem. And we believe that through conscientious, continuous civic education like this, things that are very distasteful in our society will be a thing of the past, all right, as a result of public consciousness to speak truth to power and to hold, leaders accountable. All right. So thank you so very much. Until we meet again Saturday, same time, same account. Please remember to subscribe so that you'll be notified when we are live and direct. Remember to follow us on Twitter and every other platforms so that you'll be notified when we are live and direct. But if you miss it, you can also have access to the replay broadcast. It's all our social media and broadcasts are replayable. You can replay it and listen to it at your own leisure time. Right. So yes, thank you so very much. See you on Saturday. Bye bye for now and enjoy the rest of your day.